Hi students, so this lecture for BBA second sem on corporate accounting. So in the last class we discussed on the valuation of the shares, right? Okay, so we saw the meanings of shares as well as shareholders and the share capital. Okay, and I hope all of you understand this the meanings. Okay, shares means what? The small part of the capital is nothing but what's the shares. Okay, so as well as we saw the types of the shares. There are two types of the shares, which is the first one is the equity share capital and second one is what's the preference shares. Okay, so you know what's the preference shares. What do you mean by equity shares? Equity shares means what's those shares have the those shares having the what's the voting rights, as well as they will be the owner of the business if they purchase the equity shares. And about the preference shares, those who are taking the preference shares, they will be the get right to take the first dividend as well as the recapitalization. Okay, so this is the types of the shares. As well as we saw these are the objectives, and as well as why the needed for the valuation of the shares, all these things we saw. So just now see the just see the which are those factors are affecting the value of shares. Okay, so some factors are there and these factors are affecting for the value of the shares while valuing the shares. Okay, so the first one is the expected profit to be earned by the company. Second one, the amount of capital employed to earn expected profits, as well as demand and supply of shares in recognized stock exchange. Okay, so nature of business, government policy, possibility of competition and future prospectus of the company. As well as last one is the political, economical and social environment. So these are the factors are affecting actually for the valuation of the shares. Okay, so now see, these are the methods are theirs for the valuation of the shares. Actually there are three main methods are theirs. So first one, net asset method, second one, yield method, and last one, which is the fair valuation method. Okay, so but in this yield method it includes so many methods are this, and these are the very important methods. Okay, so under this yield method again there are three methods are there. Okay, the first one, a valuation based on rate of return. Okay, so under this valuation based on rate of return, no, under this again there are two methods are there. And which are those two methods? Valuation based on rate of dividend and the valuation based on rate of earning. So these two methods are theirs for this valuation based on rate of return. So in the next B, which is the valuation based on price earning ratio is there, and C is the valuation based on productivity factor. Okay, and last one, you know, the fair valuation methods. So we will see one by one these methods how to valuation of the shares. Okay, so first one is what's net assets net assets method. Okay, so this net assets this is the net assets method. Under this net asset method it is also called as it means it is to arrive at value, it is arrived at value of equity shares, the net assets of the company, it means including the goodwill and non-trading assets are divided by the number of shares. Okay, and so this method is also called as the balance sheet method or the intrinsic value method or the bank up value method and assets banking method. Okay, so these are the methods are theirs. And now see the how to calculate the value of the shares under the net assets method. The value of equity shares is equal to net assets to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. You will get the value of equity shares. But you know that how to calculate the net assets. Okay, so net assets, how to calculate the total assets minus the outside liabilities. Okay, so the total assets means which value you have to give, which value you have to take. So it means the book values as well as the market value they will give in the problem. Whatever the values are given in the balance sheet, so these values are nothing but what's the book values. Instead of that, like the other information like this, the information is given is nothing but what the which values, the market values. Okay, and these market values you have to take as the total assets. Okay, if it is not given the market values, then you have to take the book values, and the outside liabilities also the same. Okay, so like this you have to calculate. Now see, we will see one simple problem on this. The following is the balance sheet of X company limited as on 31st 12 2015. Okay, so this is the balance sheet is there of this X company limited. Okay, so it means the total of the lab equity and liability is rupees 6,90,000, and the assets, total asset is what, 6,90,000. Okay, and this note number C related the share capital note, and she related to the reserve and surplus is related to the note is there. Okay, so now see here note is there, she related the share capital. It means what, 40 equity shares are there, and each it's rupees 10. Okay, so reserve and surplus is there. So reserve and surplus actually 1,50,000, and the less preliminary expense is rupees 10,000. Remaining balance is what, 1,40,000. Now see the other information. The other fixed assets are valued at rupees 4 lakh, and the goodwill of the company is independently valued at rupees 40,000. There was contingent liability of rupees 10,000 which has now become payable by the company. Okay, compute the value of equity shares of the company under as the net assets method. Okay, so this is the method. Under this method you have to calculate the value of goodwill. Okay, so first of all you should know the net assets. That's suppose you have to calculate the first net assets. So see here, calculation of value of net assets. Okay, so total tangible assets, the goodwill as a valuation, it means what, the other fixed assets is valued rupees 40,000. It means what's the goodwill, sorry, it's the 4 lakh. 4 lakh you have to take, it's directly, it means what, it is the market value is given related to the other fixed assets. Okay, so directly we have to take the 4 lakh as well as the goodwill also. This is the what's the market value, this market value as it is you have to take the 40,000. Okay, otherwise show the market book value minus the book value minus the market value, you will get the value rupees 40,000. Okay, at the current assets related to the current assets, it's not given anything. Okay, rupees 2 lakh as it is you have to take. Okay, the total assets will be rupees 6,40,000. From that you have to minus the outside liabilities. Okay, so 10% debentures as well as the sundry creditors, only two current liabilities are there. Okay, so outside liabilities 50,000 and the 1 lakh, and here in the other information is given the contingent liability. Okay, so it is 10,000. The total will be the 1,60,000. So now you have to minus from the 6,40,000 minus the 1,60,000. Remaining amount will be the 4,80,000. So the net assets available for equity shareholders, these are the 4,80,000. Okay, so now with the help of these net assets you have to calculate the value of equity shares. So now put into the formula, net assets available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. Okay, so net assets we calculated rupees 4,80,000 and divided by number of shares, and the number of shares is given in the note number 1, which is the 40,000 shares. Okay, how many, 40,000 shares is given. So 48 means 4,80,000 divided by 40,000. So these 40 cancel, remaining 48 divided by 4. The answer will be rupees 12 is the value per equity shares. Okay, so like this you have to calculate the problem on this, the net assets method. Okay, so just try to understand, all of you note down this problem. Okay, thank you.